you hear a little laugh, or people are pointing, and then you do know you are different. But yeah, there's not a lot you can do about it. You just got to get on with it.
Like people on the street laughing when they see you, or pointing, telling their friends like, oh, look.
You are ugly, or you are a monster, that kind of things.
So usually I get the question, do I have a sore tooth, or am I eating something?
When I was 23, I finally got a diagnosis of facial infiltrating lipomatosis.
It was only a few years ago. I was 23 at the time, and very random chance of events, just happening to see Wilma's photo on Instagram and then getting to talk to her and learn about it and then tell my doctors about it, who then could learn and get the genetic test done.
That was only about 6 years ago, 6 or 7, and that was only because of Wilma.
And she write me a message on Facebook with, I think you have the wrong diagnosis, you have to look further.
Just last January, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a picture of Wilma and another girl.
So yeah, I just had a biopsy last week and I'm getting genetic analysis done on that. But I'm pretty sure the outcome will be this, but it was just to have something formal in my notes. So yeah, currently going through it.
I knew what I had after my first surgery at 16 years old, yes. Before I just had the problem, but we didn't know what was.
I had a biopsy in 2022 and it took a long time for them to do the results, and 3 months ago the doctor wrote me that it's the genetical defect and it's FIL.
In the beginning, I couldn't believe it, and I was like, all those doctors never knew what I had, so why does this doctor think that this is it?
It was, kind of life-changing to finally know what it is and learn about it.
It was just such a good feeling of knowing there's like this whole new family, this community of people that, we know each other's struggles. We've all been through similar situations in life, and it's good to know that you're not alone.
But I was surprised that there are a lot of people, 80 or something in the world, but I was always think that I was the only one.
Wherever you go, you know that people are staring at you. I mean, see, I'm fairly hard and I'm okay. It doesn't bother me anymore. Sometimes it will bother me, but most of the time I can push it away and I get on with who I am. I'm John.
So whenever I'm outside, it's always on my mind that people can see me and the way they can react and how I can try to make it smaller, make myself more invisible.
When I'm walking around outside, I'm always kind of looking down, not making eye contact with people to try and make myself smaller, I guess.
I look at things when they're different as well. It's just intuitively, you just look at it. But there are also mean people or incompetent comments or something like that. This is unnerving, yeah.
I'd rather have somebody ask me a question than talk to somebody else. I wonder what he's got.
I don't like it when people stare and you look into their eyes for a long time and they don't recognize that there is life in you, You're just an object.
I say sometimes, do you hear what your kid is saying? And most of the time they are just on their cell phone and they say, no, what's my child doing? Oh no, he doesn't do that, he's so sweet. And I think, no.
When I was younger, it was my issue was more evident, so it happened more often that people stared at me.
Well, usually I become either angry or sad or both at the same time, and usually I don't know how to respond. I just stay in myself and try to flee from the situation?
Most of the time I try to ignore it, because otherwise I don't have the energy to fight every day.
When I didn't really understand it myself, I would try and avoid the situation and the question. I'd wish that the ground would have opened up and swallowed me up.
Sometimes if I'm in a bad mood and I feel that someone's staring, maybe I will stare back. But then again, in New York, you kind of don't want to do that. You don't know what's going to happen. So
I can say that right now I'm not worried anymore about what they think, because I don't fear anymore their judgment.
Sometimes I'm just like, nothing can harm me. But it's just sometimes, it's not always. Yeah. But this attitude helps. Yeah.
I think the way I look has affected my self-confidence, and then that's what affects kind of my daily life. So yeah, being less confident, it's harder to kind of advocate for myself.
Because there are some things that I think I would have done if I didn't have this condition, like for example being on YouTube, like vlogging my daily life and stuff. But I now don't do it because of the comments I will get, because of the way I look.
When I was younger, kind of been a lot more conscious of how I looked and how people would see me. Later in life, kind of as your confidence grows and you have a bit more of a can-do attitude and less care, I would say, on what other people think.
And I think it does impact my social life, because wherever I go, for example a party or like an event, you always see the girls coming together chit-chatting, and I'm always left out. I always have like to tell them, hey, I'm Wilma, and I have to start the conversation and really try to keep it going, and they are just not interested in me. And I always feel like it's because the way I look and they think I'm weird.
This condition helped me to strengthen me, my from the inside.
and I feel like I adapt well. So even when we moved, like I had like this kind of group of friends that I inherited from my friend, but then made my own friends. So it does not affect my social life, or no, I can't say that it does.
I had the opportunity, I think when I was 45, I was in Groningen, and they said, we can do something for you if you want. But I thought, I'm 45. If I do it, it's going to take 10 years surgery. You know, one thing and then one thing and then one thing. I'm going to be 10 years of my life. I'm going to be busy. And what for? To make me look better for other people. But I'm still me. So I thought, no.
I make friends with people who are really sensitive, and I like this. Yeah. That influenced my life a lot, because people come to me and we get into a deeper point really quickly, because we have to talk about things, and this is something positive, I think.
To be more deep in relationship with other people, to understand that other people suffers, and we have to help them, because everyone is suffering.
At first, when I was like 13 to like 25, I always thought they don't want me.
Because people first see the outside, and not everyone can see behind it. So I think there's a smaller range.
Yeah, because it is harder to find a partner or find somebody who's not taken aback with your appearance.
It affected my dating life in a way that it's not so spontaneous as for others. When I go out, people are not so spontaneously getting in touch with me. So it's not like, hey, hi, how are you? It's more like, hey, I saw you and I saw your face. What happened? And then we get in touch. It's not so easy going. Yeah.
It will never be fun, but you will like become older and learn how to deal with it, and it will become easier, especially now that you know that there are others out there looking like you and that we are together.
As you grow maybe older and more mature and more into yourself, you become more confident. And I feel like if you are confident and like open, people see that and they feel it. It makes them feel more comfortable and they're more open to you.
I think just understanding that people staring or people asking questions are because they're just curious. It's not most of the time meant in a bad way or a mean way. They're just trying to learn more, I guess.
I would say acceptance. So accept yourself for who you are. Be as confident as you can be and build a resilience about your personality, I would say.
Be yourself. Be yourself. You can't worry about what other people are thinking. I mean, say, yeah, you do worry sometimes. You worry about what they're thinking and yeah, but you can't change it. You are you.
Even if we don't know how and why, it's not our duty to understand why. Our duty is to manage it and transform it in a positive thing.
But when I see young people with this, then I know how their life is going to be, and this is just a little bit of hope. And yeah, I think that's great. That's great. There's a future.